Not everybody knows how well developed the e-commerce business is at Neiman Marcus. So just talk about the strength there and how you think about it.
Sure. So Neiman Marcus started their e-commerce business in 1999. We were the earliest of the department stores, and certainly long before luxury even thought about being online. It was just a few years after eBay and Amazon started. And I started running the business just weeks into when we launched NeimanMarcus.com. So, I've kind of lived with e-commerce really from the beginning, and it's been a fascinating journey. Never would we have imagined so many years ago that the e-commerce business would grow to be 35% of the Neiman Marcus Group business, and frankly, I think over the years ahead it'll be 45, 50% of the business. And as those of you who are, native to the e-commerce business or have learned it along the way you interact with a customer, both from a product and experience, is vastly different than the way we do in the stores. And trying to bridge, how the stores and an e-commerce website can make for one seamless experience is really, I think, at the forefront of every retailer's mind.
So let's talk about the stores and how is technology, helping Neiman Marcus and other retailers, better serve customers with technology inside store.
Yeah. So I think that we've come over the last few years a long way in thinking about technology in stores and what is really, just bells and whistles to kind of, talk about, things that you're doing as opposed to things that are actually transforming how the customer's experience works in the store. And one of the things that we adopted early on at Neiman Marcus is we created an app for our sales associates. And so at Neiman's, differently than many retailers, the relationship that our sales associates have with our customers is paramount to the kind of the way we do business. They're really there because we're not a transaction-driven business. We're a relationship-oriented business. And so we developed an app for them. And originally, the idea was, the ability to be able to text, send photos, emails. We gave each of our sales associates iPhones. But what it has evolved into, and I think this is so key because we were just talking about data with the gentleman earlier, is that we are providing the sales associates today through this app that we've developed for them a huge amount of information about the customers that shop with them. We're giving them information about the kinds of things that they're browsing on NeimanMarcus.com. We're giving them information about things that they may have bought in other Neiman Marcus stores, the kinds of things that the social influence, whether it's the social media that they're engaging in or influencers they may be following, and trying to bring all that together so that the sales associate can make an even more highly personalized experience for the customer. Now again, personalization has been something that's been around at Neiman Marcus for 111 years, but the use of data to bring that personalization to a different level is really the way we've used data and technology with our sales associates in the stores.
And you have mobile locator in your store. You have a way for consumers to navigate their way through the store.
Not yet, and I think part of that is that we do that through our sales associates. Our stores are not as large as a typical Macy's or other department store, but I think that that's the way of the future, is that all of those kinds of things to make the shopping experience easier and yet more, it has to resonate emotionally with the customers when they come in the stores. And so the things that we can do to really, make it frictionless, but then be able to layer on what's really going to get them excited in terms of product and experiences.
And what's the role you see of the payment process, and how technology is changing that?
Yeah. Again, anything to make the process of shopping as frictionless as possible. And so we've just begun taking all kinds of mobile payments in the stores. And so I think that...
Is that working? Are customers actually using it?
We just got started with it. And I think that that's the real key is our known customers, those that, are our core customers, all these years they've never really had to pull out their credit card because their sales associate that they work work with knows them and knows exactly where to find their credit card information. Those people that are more occasional shoppers or that are aspirational shoppers that are, really looking to try to bond with the brand, those are the kind of people that I think it's going to be most useful with.
Yeah. Okay, talk about then how digital first, seems to be all of our focus, not just of Neiman Marcus,
Right.
but of really all retailers. Just what does that mean to you?
Yeah. Well, as I said, 35% of the Neiman Marcus Group business is done via e-commerce.
35%.
35%. It's a big
We talked about the
number.
nation yesterday being 10%.
Yeah. So we obviously over-index by a lot to that. I think that the other key point is that when we go talk to our customers, 81% of them start their thought process about shopping by going to NeimanMarcus.com first. So they're doing their research.
And typically on their phone.
On their phone, yeah, absolutely. It's funny, I was reading something recently about the migration from, PCs and laptops. I've kind of forgotten that customers actually used to shop on, their PCs because we only talk about mobile because it's so obviously easy for all of us to use our phones. So over 80% of the customers go to NeimanMarcus.com and then begin kind of their thought process about their shopping there. And so everything that we do is geared around how are we going to reach her, market to her, communicate with her, whether it's digital marketing, as we were talking about earlier, whether it's marketing from our sales associates to our customers, is that texting, emailing, those kinds of things. How do we get to her through a digital footprint? And as a result of that, we've been famous over the years for sending these amazingly beautifully photographed catalogs to our customers called The Book. And those kinds of publications, although still important from a brand building, are becoming really less important to identify how you're going to sell product. And so I think we're at this, inflection point of, how much more goes to kind of the digital marketing effects that are so important with the customer today.